here. Podcast. Go live here. Let me get ready to share this. Jesus Christmas. Bum. All right. Let's share this and get going. Make sure that it sounds like I'm talking. All right. Let's share this and get going. Make sure that it sounds like. All right. Good. Let's share you. All right. So, what is up, guys? I am Mike Dendarski. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the What Had Happened Was podcast. If you can't already tell, my voice is still recovering from the weekend. What a weekend it was. I think we got to start right there with the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Owen Joseph Neely V. Finally tied the knot. Big congratulations to Joey and Amy. I'm so excited for them. I was honored that they asked me and Josh to give a little speech, be the best men. It was a gorgeous day compared to what we've been dealing with these past few weekends. I know there was a lot of concern that, holy shit, it's been monsoon raining the past month. We're having an outdoor beach wedding. Let's hope that it holds off. And it did. It was a gorgeous day. You couldn't have asked for a better day. Got a little hot standing up there, not going to lie. I was in a full-on suit in about, 85-degree heat. Your boy's not built for that. I was getting a little sweaty, getting some swass going on at the altar. But it was really nice, really gorgeous day, gorgeous ceremony. Trey Bell did the honors of being the officiant, and he kept it short and sweet, but long enough that it was because, sometimes when people want to do those real short ceremonies, it almost feels like, shit, I sat out here, waited for 10 minutes, and then they were up there for 3 seconds. So I thought Trey did a really good job of putting some substance to it, but also not keeping us there for 45 minutes like a full-on Catholic mass. So here I am now. It's one of those fun days. Monday, I'm off. I have my little 2-week break for the season. Then we go back for our summer session. So I'm enjoying it. Kids are at daycare or school or whatever the hell they call it. I call it school for them. They call it, Miss Rees. Either way, Busy Bees is where they've called home for now the past 5 years. And I guess it's going to be quite sad for them, for Miss Ree. There's going to be a time that they're gone, and that time is coming soon, because the good, exciting news for us is that we accepted an offer on the house. It was an all cash offer. So it looks like we're going to close July 12th, unless, I don't know, something crazy comes up and the guy backs out. But as of right now, it looks like we have an offer to move, and now we start the next process, getting moved out and getting everything taken care of. Luckily, I do have quite a bit of time to work on that these next 2 weeks with me being off of work. So I'll be getting a U-Haul and probably calling a bunch of you guys to come help me, because I can't do it myself. I like to think I'm strong and I can do things on my own, but I'm just a little guy, about 5'8", about 185, 190, depending on what time of day it is. And I can't move big things by myself. I need help. But no, we got a nice offer. We didn't even bother counter offering. We liked the offer that much, especially with it being cash. We didn't have to continue to worry about showing the house. And the guy wanted some of the furniture, so quite a bit of the furniture is staying at the house. Just a lot less hassle there with doing all that. So it was a really fucking exciting weekend for the Dendarskis. Hope everyone else enjoyed themselves. I mean, it was hard not to. Joey and Amy did it up. It was at Solero or the Henlopen Hotel. It was a full-on open bar. I stayed out on the dance floor for much of the night, which I know doesn't surprise a lot of people. So I luckily missed. I know there were a ton of shots going around, ton of shots being had. And I stayed out of it. I was just drinking Manhattans. I think last time I drank that many Manhattans was before I went to see 8 Mile with Trey and Clay, and I ended up puking my mom's dinner all over myself. Kind of multitasking here because I've got my Madden League playoffs So I'm in a couple different leagues, and right now the one that I don't actually play the games, where I just live stream it, is going on right now. So uh, losing 7-0, but I just took a pass down to the one. So we'll see if I can't tie it up. I know that's very interesting to you guys to hear about my fake fucking digital Madden League. Back to Joey's wedding, because I keep getting sidetracked off of that. It was a fully open bar. It was awesome. I know that the bartenders, I think, were getting a little pissed at one point, because people were asking for the craziest shit. Like, we were getting old fashions, Manhattans, and I think he would have much rather liked if people just got a shot of tequila or a Bud Light or a glass of wine, whatever it was. But I mean, if you got a fully open bar, you might as well take advantage of it. Add some cherry, add some rocks. I need my Manhattan really, really well done. So they did a great job. I actually forgot to put money in the tip jar, but luckily my dad was around and he was in rare form. So I don't know if you guys have all got to witness my dad when he starts to get drunk, because he doesn't drink that much anymore. He never really drank a lot anyway when I was growing up. Like, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've seen my dad drunk. And that was every single time was hilarious. I retell the story all the time. There was one time he was outside or something. I forget what it was. It was like a Christmas party or something for Mount Air. And he had fallen. He was peeing outside, and he had fallen off of my parents' little deck, and he hit his head on a flower pot. And he refused to go to the ER. And it was pretty obvious that he needed to go to the ER. Like, his head had kind of split up and along the eyebrow. So it was obvious that it needed to be looked at. Even if it didn't need to be stitched, it needed to be butterflied, or something needed to be done. It was quite gross. The white meat was hanging out, as they say, even though he's a white guy, and I guess the top skin's the white meat, but he had everything hanging out there. So I go to get him into the car so that my mom can take him to the ER, and he like refuses to get up. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen a little kid when they get in trouble, or they don't want to be moved. They have two options. They either flail like maniacs, or they just go stiff as a board. And well, that's what my dad did. His choice was stiff as a board. He was like, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. If you've seen my dad, he's about 130 pounds tops. I mean, tops. He's probably closer to 115. He's 130 pounds tops. He just goes stiff as a board. So I have to pick him up. I'm going to show you guys this on the podcast, but if you just imagine somebody sitting like, I don't know, like they're an actual chair, like their arms are the arms of the chair, and they're sitting just straight up. So he's like this, and I'm carrying him to the fucking car like that. And he's just straight as stiff as a board as can be. And I put him in the car, I buckle him in, and he still stays stiff. Like, I think out of spite. But anyway, we get him buckled and we get him to the ER. And that was probably the most, I guess, funny time that I have seen my dad drink like that. So he was pretty tuned in at Joey's wedding. And when my dad drinks, he gets like old school Italian. He wants to pay for everything. Even though it's an open bar, he wants to buy everybody drinks. So I'm sure he put quite a bit of money in the guy's tip jar that I forgot to. So it all evened out in the end. Then we went out to the Purple Parrot afterwards, which was pretty funny because there was a couple younger kids there, and I don't know, younger kids, like not younger kids, but like 21, 23 in that range, I guess. And the one guy was like, "Is this a gay bar?" And I was like, "Yes, it's a gay bar." He's like, "I don't know if I can go there." And his accent was not that bad, but it was close. It was pretty close. I was like, "What do you mean? Why can't you go there?" He's like, "Well, one of them tries to kiss me." I was like, I don't think anyone's just going to randomly come up to you and, one, try to kiss you, or two, penetrate you in any sort of way. I think you're fine. And it just blew my mind that people were still that, I guess, stigmatized about a gay bar. Like, you can't go in there and drink because you think someone's going to hit on you. I mean, it's nice to have that kind of ego and confidence in yourself that you think everyone literally wants you. But I mean, you're lucky you have a girlfriend. Like, let's relax. Not every single guy at the Purple Parrot wants to be with you. It was karaoke night. We got there too late to put in any kind of karaoke songs. I had Britney Spears Lucky in my brain all weekend. So I think if we got there in time, I would have had to serenade everyone with one of my favorite Britney songs. I think Ben Rudolph, the foreign exchange student, used to love that song. He would always say, "And see, quiet, quiet, quiet in a lonely heart." I'll never forget it till the day I die. And I was always something to look forward to. He called Blue Kool-Aid Smurf Jerk Off. and did the quai for Britney Spears' thing, called a penalty kick a penalty. So it was actually, it's so funny how like the things you remember, and like Ben was here maybe 10 months, and like I have all those very vivid memories of playing soccer with him and after school at Trey's house with his mom, and playing Nintendo and things like that. So it's just bizarre how that stuff kind of creeps into your memory and everything else. Okay, so I guess we can end there. 10 minutes of Joey's wedding / rambling, but I just do want to again congratulate Joey and Amy. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of it. And we'll go on. So we get home. We get the kids, which is always, I've talked about it before, that first 10 or 15 minutes is like premium parent time. It was Father's Day, so the kids are at Happy Father's Day on the driveway and sidewalk chalks. When I pulled up, I saw it. It was really quiet. I felt really welcomed when I came home. Really loved. It warmed my heart. And so belated Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there and all the mothers out there who are playing both roles. I get sick of those posts on Father's Day. Like, it's like, you already have Mother's Day. Do you really need to be that much of a douche that you're going to post something like, oh, it's just me and my kid and Happy Father's Day to me? Like, I get it. You did well. You were a single mom, but can you just stick to Mother's Day? Do you have to come steal Father's Day as well? It wasn't as bad this year as it had been in years past. I think people are starting to realize how annoying that seems. It probably as annoying as this podcast, but no, so you come home and you get that 10 or 15 minutes where it's like amazing. The kids missed you. You missed them. You're playing with them. They got me a Rubik's Cube for Father's Day, which I really wanted. I don't know why I've been hankering to resolve a Rubik's Cube, but I'm starting to learn like the patterns and the you got to go front, back, twist it this way, twist the front face, twist the back face. So there's all kinds of stuff to learn. And I'm really, really excited about that. Came home. Kids wanted some goldfish. We had a brand new goldfish container. And you remember in elementary school when you didn't want to be the fucking nerd who couldn't open his milk container? So there was always kids that like would open the whole thing like a goddamn, like a crazy person. They couldn't open it like with the spouts. They would just open the whole thing. So they had this huge rectangular container, and then they would stick their straw right in the middle, and it'd be sloshing around. It'd always spill all over their tray or spill on the table because they couldn't properly open the stupid little spout thing or whatever it is. Well, I don't know what they've started making these goldfish containers out of, but there's like not only the cardboard, but then there's like a foil on the inside. So every time you think you got it open properly, every single time you think you've got it open properly, you just open the cardboard, and then you got this little tin foil thing that you now have to basically repoke through with your fingers, and you feel like that little dumb kid in elementary school who couldn't open his milk container. But luckily, not everyone's watching you, so you don't feel like that big of a jackass. It's just you in your kitchen getting frustrated at how stupid you are that you can't open up a big good container of goldfish. Maybe I should just buy the smaller prepackaged ones. You're not going to have a mortgage payment here soon. I can put some extra money towards the goldfish container costs. I don't know. It's like $8 for a big goldfish container, and it lasts us like a couple of weeks. I think it's pretty worth it. It's one of the more worthwhile purchases I have as a parent. I do a lot of frivolous buys. I've been on a peanut M&M kick. I buy a whole, like a $10 bag of peanut M&Ms, and we go through that in a couple of days. But man, I don't know what it is about peanut M&Ms. They're like crack to me. I broke my tooth on one in college, so you'd think it would scare me away. But no, I'm still going strong with my half tooth and grubbing on the peanut M&Ms. Oh, I see Amy Neely joined. Congratulations again. Let me see how many times I can congratulate you guys in this podcast. See if it set a record for congratulations given. Maybe 350 will be enough. So I obviously the whole weekend I was off of social media quite a bit. I did get on Instagram the day of and start doing some Insta posts. But I, for the most part, didn't really spend a lot of time. So I don't have a ton of thank you. I'm actually, Amy just side messaged and said I gave a good speech. And I was when I had first was asked to do it, I was kind of like not nervous. I mean, I talk on a podcast for 40 minutes, but I didn't want to go too long. And then Amy kind of told me she wanted 2 or 3 minutes, and it really helped me narrow things down to where I knew I could just do almost like, not that there were punchlines or I was trying to like perform, but I could very easily take out a lot of the filler, and it made it nice. At first, I was kind of like, how am I going to fit enough stuff in like 3 minutes and still make it feel special? But in hindsight, it helped a lot. So I would recommend, if you have a speech for anything coming up, overwrite it and then try to distill it down. And you could take this part out, take that part out. And it was really nice to be able to do that. And I got to make fun of her a little bit. I got to tease Joey a little bit, tease myself a little bit about being bald. So it was a lot of fun to do that. Really appreciate that you guys let me do that. So, because I know there was a little bit of nerves, like, what's this guy going to say on the microphone? But I think I was, yeah, I could tell you were a little scared, but I think I kept it all above board. I love you guys, and I thank you so much for letting me do that. But again, so with the wedding and everything and all the festivities, I didn't have a ton of time. So I don't have a ton of content, but I did see that there's a new Dumbo live action movie. Can we stop with these Disney live action movies? Like, not everything needs to be turned into a live, and it's not even live action. It's a fucking flying elephant. That's not a real thing. Like, the elephant's still CGI. So it's not like it's they got a real elephant and put it on strings. No, there's still a shit ton of effects. Still a shit ton of CGI. I don't understand what the what the allure of all this live action shit is. And they're going to try to do it with the Little Mermaid. Like, how are people going to be underwater? Like, half the movie takes place underwater, and King Triton and Ursula are going to be like, it's all going to be fucking CGI. Why are we pretending? Like, I don't know why Hollywood ran out of ideas that now we have to remake cartoons from when we were kids. It's just insanity to me that we're doing this. Like, come on. Like, come up with new ideas. I don't want to see a new live action demo. Not to mention, it has one of the most, I don't know, like, acid inducing, like, what are they going to do with the pink elephant scene? Like, that trippy shit, that was crazy. It might be dark. It's by Tim Burton, so I'm wondering if we'll get some of the darkness and some of that, like, the dark sides of the circus and how the animals are treated like shit, or if they'll even do like that kind of racist crow scene from the original Dumbo. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know how it's going to translate to 2018. I don't think I'll ever see it, but it's so annoying that all this shit now has to be live act. Like, what are they going to do in 10 years? We're going to have Toy Story live action, like, where people are like Woody and Buzz. Like, I fucking hope not. I hope we have new ideas by then. We're in like the 4th Toy Story, the 3rd Cars. I think Frozen 2's coming out. Like, can we just get some sort of original idea? Like, I remember when Will Smith had his Bright movie on Netflix. People hated it, but it was just so nice to see something that was original. And yeah, it was over the top with the orcs are basically black people, and we shouldn't treat black people any differently or any minority any differently. And they hit you big time over the head with that. So that was a little ham-handed, but at least it was an original story. It wasn't like an adaptation of a comic book or a 13th sequel. Like, I've not seen a Marvel movie. I need to go see Deadpool, and I need to go see Incredibles 2. So I am a bit of a hypocrite, because I want to go see Deadpool 2, which is a sequel of a comic book, and then the Incredibles 2, which is obviously a sequel. But whatever. I can be a hypocrite. I am a hypocritical bastard, aren't I? You guys shouldn't be fat. Hey, let me shove all this goddamn McDonald's in my mouth. You guys shouldn't go see sequels and comic book adaptations. Oh, by the way, I want to see Deadpool 2 and The Incredibles 2. I'm fucking terrible. But but I do. I really do want to go see them. I just want more original stuff, and I'll support original. Like, I know Netflix has a ton of originals that they do, and I watch a lot of them. I'm excited for the 2nd season of Glow. Better Call Saul, the 4th season's coming out. So a lot of the original stuff, I guess Better Call Saul's a spinoff of Breaking Bad. But again, still original content. I haven't seen a Marvel movie outside of Deadpool since, I think, the first Guardians of the Galaxy. And it's not something like I'm proud of or I'm tooting my own horn, because I probably will see the Infinity War series, like, when they finish it, when the 2nd one comes out. I'm sure I'll like buy the first one on DVD and then go see the 2nd one. But it's just getting old. The Suicide Squad was pretty bad. Like, the comic book movies, it's coming to an end. Like, they're their run. They're still killing it at the box office, so it's not going to actually come to an end anytime soon. But I think that there is some fatigue. Star Wars, apparently that Solo movie was really good, but people are kind of fed up with those side movies as well. It didn't do great at the box office. Ron Howard like released I don't know what you would even call it. He released a tweet. Yeah, that's what you would call it. How fucking old am I? I don't know what you would call it. It's a tweet. He basically tweeted out saying he's sorry that it didn't do well at the box office, but he's still extremely proud of the outcome. And I think that that's pretty cool to say, because a lot of times in Hollywood, everything's so based on the box office numbers that the critical acclaim doesn't seem to matter that much until it's like Oscar season. And then you got 7 movies that you've never heard of, you're never going to see in your life. And those movies all win. But these movies that made $1 billion barely get a whiff for like sound effects or graphics or whatever the thing of the day is. I'm sorry. I think Aaron Rodgers just crossed over the line of scrimmage before he threw that ball, so it should be a penalty. Yep. Okay. So good. Now that I'm done watching that, back to live action movies. I think they're stupid. I don't know. I mean, like, again, in 10 more years, are we going to have Cars live action movie where people are dressed up like cars? I don't know. How the fuck's that going to work? How's it going to go? Speaking of cars. It is motorcycles season. And I know I have friends with motorcycles that are always posting shit like share the road or watch out for us. And it's like, no, how about you guys don't drive like jackasses? How about that? How about we just, even though you're on a motorcycle, you stay in one lane and you don't fucking drive down the dotted line, or you don't pull out in front of people at an intersection. You know, you're hard to see. You know, people aren't really looking out for a motorcycle going 95 miles an hour to pass them on their left side when they're not looking. You know all these things. You know it's super dangerous to be, especially a crotch rocket. You know it's super dangerous to be on those things. So drive like it. I'm an awful driver. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm Richard Petty, because I'm not. I'm quite the opposite. I'm like an old lady out for a church drive, and you don't want to be near me on the highway, basically. I'm that person. I'm the guy where if people see me and they drive with me for a good 5 to 10 miles, all of a sudden they either start slowing down to back away from me, or they speed the hell up to get away from me. That's me. I'm a terrible driver, but I know it. So I do some things to be more cautious. I stay in the right lane. I randomly hit curbs. I do all these fun things to try to be a bit more cautious. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But you people on motorcycles, be more cautious, and don't fucking be the guy that I saw on 13 the other day, no helmet on, whatever, dumbass, may you please die soon, wife beater on, and a pair of cargo khaki shorts, socks up to his ankles, and like white K-Swisses. Like I don't know if he came out of if he came out of a coma and like he got into a motorcycle accident in 1998, came out of a coma and just rode his fucking motorcycle home, like that moment that I saw him. But my man was rocking the wife beater, cargo khakis, white ankle height socks with K-Swiss, and that was it. I didn't see the gold or platinum silver chain. That little chain link one that we all had, not the braided one, because that was for the Italian weirdos. I'm talking about like the linked one. I didn't see that on him, but it wouldn't surprise me. His douchebag was doing every bit of 100 miles an hour in fucking cargo khakis and a wife beater, no helmet on. So if we can eliminate him from the gene pool as soon as possible, I wouldn't be mad about it. And I know it's terrible to wish death on someone, but if you're driving around 100 miles an hour on a crotch rocket with a wife beater and no helmet, kind of had it coming. It's like these parents who don't. I don't know how true it is, but it was on. I guess it's got to be Reddit. A mom had posted that her daughter was hemorrhaging because she refused her vitamin K shot. Like if you don't vaccinate your kid, or you don't get vitamin K when they're first born, which helps them clot, or you don't let them put that goop in their eyes so they don't get herpes and go fucking blind. If you don't do all those things, then you kind of have it coming, and it sucks. Like with a motorcycle, at least typically they're the ones who suffer. They're the ones who go flying into a stop sign and chop their heads off. But a lot of these anti-vaxxing parents, it ends up being their kids who suffer. And I get that the flu shot is not very effective. I trust me, I get it. I struggle with it too. But look, we don't have things like polio, the measles, mumps, rubella, fucking malaria. So something tells me that these vaccinations have worked and are working, and you're just being a jackass because you read something on Jenny McCarthy's fucking Facebook feed that made convinced you that there was 37 different toxins or some horse shit that you read that's probably based on half truths. That's the biggest problem with the internet, is that it's so easy to find these half truths. Just pick those and then turn them into like full truths. So anti-vaxxers, I don't want your kids to die, but if you could die before you have more kids, that'd be great. And then people on motorcycles, with your wife beater on and no helmet, you can go ahead and leave the gene pool as well. That's really all I have for today. Sorry I got so dark there at the end, and I wish death on groups of people. But that's how it goes sometimes. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. If you are a teacher and you have the rest of the summer off, enjoy your summer. It's a gorgeous start. It looks like it's going to be like mid-80s these next couple of days. I got a grass to, I guess I don't have to mow the lawn anymore. I can just let it go to shit. It's not my house. We sold it. I can just let that thing go. No, I think that'd be a dick move. Definitely going to go outside, mow the lawn, get the flower beds cleaned up because they got some